Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to the Artist Next Level podcast. You are in for a treat because today I'm going to share with you one of the sessions about setting up goals and prioritizing your goals and working smarter right from my goal setting bootcamp for artists that we just finished. So if you didn't have a chance to attend, no worries. I'm going to share with you one of those awesome sessions. So don't go anywhere. It's going to be really, really good.
Resources, inspiring interviews, business practices, and practical advice to take your art career to the next level. Join Sergio Gomez in today's Artist Next Level and get ready to take control of your career.
Well, hello, my friend. Welcome back again. Very happy to have you. Well, as I said in the introduction, the session that I'm going to share with you right now is an excerpt from, the goal setting bootcamp for artists that we just had, and it was great. We had over 900 artists from around the world talking about goals, figuring out, what their goals are for 2022. Not resolutions, but really goals. Creating an action plan, downloading our free resource for goal setting, and it was really awesome. So if you happen to miss that and you're like, oh jeez, I should have done it, well, my friend, I'm going to share with you one of the best sessions, which is the one on really sitting down and figure out how to create your goals, and the difference between short-term goals, long-term goals, goals that are on you, goals that are not on you, etc. I mean, it's a really good session, and I hope you enjoy it. And then stick around, because then after that, I want to also share with you how I can help you, once you set up your goals, what will be the next steps? How can I help you to achieve and to keep track of your goals as you continue on your journey for 2022. So here we go. Hope you enjoy it. Now, the reason we created this system inside our Next Level Academy is because, we coach artists from around the world. We have been doing this for many years, and we enjoy it. We love it. We have amazing programs and courses and resources for artists that we coach. And there was a need to have something specifically created for artists to look at goals, right? At finding the proper goals for our art career, and also the proper tools to take that goal and to make it a success, for your art career. Because this is what separates the goals from the New Year's resolution. So don't confuse the two. We're not here to do New Year's resolution. Everybody does New Year's resolution. Oh, I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to exercise every day. I'm going to do X, Y, Z. I'm going to keep my studio clean, which never happens in my case. All those different things, right? Those are resolutions that people say, okay, these are things I wish I want to do. They go there, make them a note, they download an app, they put them in there, they put a sticky note with a quote so they can get excited for it. And then guess what? 2 months later, they have forgotten about it. That note already fell off from the wall. They have already gained 10 more pounds instead of losing the first 10 that they wanted to get loose. And the studio's a mess, right? So that's not what we're doing here. We're not doing New Year's resolutions, so don't get confused. We're doing goal setting, which is so differently, and what we're going to talk about today. The idea of creating goals, and that's why we created this system to help you out and to help me as an artist myself, is the idea of looking at my art career and at your art career and asking myself and yourself the question of, what does it make sense for me to do next as an artist, right? Very different from a New Year resolution or something I wish I want to do. This, what does it make sense for me, for who I am as an artist, what am I in my art career, and what I am in the world that makes sense for me to do next, right? What is the next thing that makes sense for me? And this is so unique because the answer to that is going to be very different to each artist, right? We are all different artists. We are all living different experiences. Some of you are emerging artists who just started recently. Some of you are returning artists. Maybe you had another career and now you are kind of putting a lot of time in your art now, after having another career before. Some of you may have multiple careers where you are doing maybe graphic design or something else, plus now you're doing also your art. Some of you are mid-career artists that you have been doing this for a long time. You have maybe selling your art, maybe you have gallery representation, maybe whatever you may be. And then also we have a number of artists here who are established artists that I know that are also taking this challenge, who already have, galleries that represent them, that sell really well, that do international art fairs, that do projects and things of that nature. So what makes sense for the first artist is going to not make sense for the other one, and vice versa. So you have to ask yourself the question, what does it make sense for me to do right now in my art career? And I would, when it comes to your studio and when it comes to your art career, I would separate also your studio production, the making of your art, versus your art business. I believe as an artist, you should have both goals. You should have a goal for your art, studio practice, and a goal for your art business. So they're different, right? In other words, what do I want to produce this year, right? You have to think about what does it make sense for me right now to do in my studio, right? So spend time doing that. You don't have, by the way, as we go through this with this bootcamp, doesn't mean that you have to have all the answers the first day. No, we're helping you to work with the system so that then you can take the system and take as many days as you need, to come up with your answers. But now you'll know how to use it to the best, for great success. So think about what does it make sense for me to do in my art studio. Once you have that answer, which that's usually the part that makes us all very excited, right? Then you think about, okay, now how about my art business, right? And that's why we're separating the two. How about my art business? What does it make sense for me to do right now in my art business? For some of you, maybe if you're an emerging artist, might be, well, this is 2021 is the year that I'm really going to upgrade my website. Maybe I really need a new website that has also online shopping features and capabilities so I can sell art through it. Maybe for some of you, it's like, well, this is the year 2021 in which I'm really going to put attention and learn how to master Instagram. Not just be on it, but really master it, know how to do it, build my audience. Maybe for somebody else, maybe 2021 is the year in which I'm going to really put a lot of emphasis in my email list and really do that, or networking. Whatever it is, you can be as specific as you want in your business as well. For some of you, for example, might be if you've been doing this for a long time, so might be something related to approaching more galleries, or maybe this is a year in which you want to also release some merchandising, right? Or looking at different income streams for your art business, right? In other words, yeah, I'm selling my art, but maybe I also want to start doing some courses online that I can offer to people, or maybe I'm going to start, also offering prints 2021. So I want to do it the right way. I want to make it a goal so that it happens and it's done the right way and it has good results, right? So separate the two and start thinking about, your main goal. So what I would suggest is actually before you use the sheet, just start brainstorming ideas. What I would do is put two columns, take a sheet of paper, put two columns. In one column, you say art studio and then art business. And then, make a list of things that you think would be good, right? Like just brainstorming. Once you have brainstorming, you have them in front of you, you have a number of ideas. Now you want to ask the next big question, which is, okay, now out of all these things that, doesn't make sense for me right now to do, right? What would be the most important one, right? What would be the one maybe that would make me the most excited? What would be the most important one that I need to focus on right now at the start of the year? Which one, as you think about priorities, which one would also yield the biggest results that it will affect other things, right? For example, cleaning the studio and do a whole cleanup of the studio that might take you 3 months to do and go through everything might be a really nice thing to do, but the effect of it, you will be the only one who will enjoy it at the end, and it's not going to do a whole lot, right? Versus, maybe getting an assistant that will come and help you to clean it up in 2 weeks versus 3 months that you would do it yourself, right? So, that will have a much bigger effect because if you get an assistant, because then it gives you all that free up time to do other things that are super important for you. So think about, as you look at your goals, ideas that you're setting up, and as you start to say which one might be the most important for me. So think about the time, right? Short-term versus long-term. There are goals that are short-term. There are goals that are long-term. A great example of a short-term goal might be, the website update. If you are comfortable with technology somewhat, and there are today so many tools to build a website very easily. If you need to rebuild your website, maybe that's not a long-term 6-month goal. Maybe that's something to say, okay, this is a short-term goal that it would be really nice to get it done at the beginning of the year, get rid of it, right? In other words, get it, achieve that goal, move on to the next one. So think about also in terms of timing, right? Which are the first goals that would make more sense to do right now versus to do maybe in the summer or maybe in the fall, right? So think about timing as well. And something that is super important that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to goal setting, and I have attended many seminars on goal setting and read books and done systems on goal setting, is like there are goals, right? There are goals that depend 100% on you, and there are goals that do not, that depend on other people to achieve those goals. And for the artist, here's the greatest example of that. And it took me some thinking to come to this term, because working with hundreds of artists over the years in my coaching program, I realized that a lot of artists had the goal of, okay, Sergio, this year I want to be represented by 3 galleries, or I want to be represented by 2 galleries, or whatever, right? And that was like, well, that's a great goal, right? But what happened is that, and looking and working with many artists, sometimes the artist did all the right things, did all the right work, and the goal did not happen, right, in the time lapse that the artist was looking at. And the reason a lot of times is not because the artist did something wrong, but that goal depends on somebody else on the other side to say yes to you, right? In other words, you do 90% of the work. You approach your galleries, you have your portfolio, you are networking, you're doing everything right. But then that last 10% is the gallery owner or the director, the curator, to look at the work and say, yes, I like it, or no, I don't like it, right? So just that 10% can affect your whole perception of that goal and say, well, I totally failed because I didn't get that, right? While you did all the 90% of the work, it depended on that 10% of that answer that person had to give you. So you gotta be very careful, when you're doing goals like that, because I never thought about it until, I started working with many artists to realize that's such a thing, right? Where as you prepare your goals, not only think about timing, short-term versus long-term, also which goals are 100% on my end, which goals are percent on my end, but then somebody else has another percentage in the stake of that goal, right? So when I goal set in those settings, in that sense, I think about my goal for me is really doing 100% of my part, right? 100% of my part, so that make it more likely that the yes comes in. And if the yes doesn't come in on that person, at least I have created all this work that is not waste, because if this person says no, well, I'm going to divert all this energy and time and effort and resources to maybe approach somebody else. If somebody says no, okay, who else might can I, okay, maybe that person, or maybe that gallery, maybe that institution. So now you have the 2 lists, right? We've been talking about, you have your list of goals for your studio, the list of goals for your art business. Now start looking at, based on this conversation of time, right? Short term versus long term, as well as this idea of what is a goal that's 100% on you, what's a goal that also depends on somebody else to achieve that goal 100%. To start figuring out, which of these goals, maybe which is the one in your studio and one in your art business that I can concentrate on first, right away, from the get-go, right? That I can already say, okay, that is a great goal. I'm going to use my sheet to put a goal for my art studio, and then print another sheet for your art business goal, right? And I suggest that as you look at your goals, don't try to do all. Everybody wants to do, okay, I want to sell more art, I want to have more exhibits, I want to, new studio. Everybody wants everything at the same time. It doesn't happen, right? I think we all can agree on that. You have to focus on something first. Focus on something that you can start working on, and as you work at it, you are making progress, versus wanting to do everything at once and not really getting anything done because you're just running in circles. So this will help you out. This exercise will help you out not only to finalize what's your main goal that you can start right now, right? But also looking at once this is done, what would be the second one, right? For example, once my website is done, okay, what would be the next thing that I would do after that? So then you have now this list, and this is a list that you want to save. Don't just throw it away. Okay, I have my number one goal, just throw it in the garbage. No, actually save that list, because maybe next week you think about something you didn't think about today. Or maybe in February you get an opportunity that you didn't have before. Maybe what if in February, right, let's say your goal was to create your new website. You create your new website in January, you send emails to everybody, you use some of the marketing things that I always teach in my academy. And you send that invitation to people to come and check out your new website, which, by the way, that's a great marketing thing that you can do when you create a new website. Send your email list an email and announce it. Let them know that you have something new. So what if somebody gives you an opportunity on there and they see your work, somebody hasn't visited your website in a long time, and says, hey, I have an opportunity for you, for this project or this commission. So now all of a sudden, now you have a new goal, right, to accomplish that. So you can take your sheet again, put that in, and start planning how it's going to happen. So you can see now how this is a work in progress. It's not a sheet that you fill out once and you say, okay, it's not a New Year's resolution. I want to make sure that I bring that across. This is something that you can use on and on, throughout the year in your career. So you take, and now that you have your goal, the next two sections are super important. So I want to go over really quickly, and then we'll wrap it up for now, which is the why. The why is really what's going to motivate you to move forward on that goal. If you don't have a strong why, and we're going to visit the why later on at the very end of the bootcamp, but the why is simply like asking yourself, why do I want to do this? In my case, why in the world do I want to make a big painting? First of all, hard to move it around. Second, it's also hard to sell because it's expensive, and also not everybody has a giant wall to put it on. So why? Why in the world do I want to do that? If I don't answer that question the right way, I'm not going to be excited to start on that goal. But I have very important whys and answers to that, right? Why? Because I've been dreaming about this for a couple years already or more. So that's one big why for me. I want to see it in the flesh. I've already seen it here. I want to see it in the flesh. Once you have your goal, spend some time thinking about what's the why? What's the why, or why I want to do this? And then, of course, at the bottom of that box is the when. When do you want to have this accomplished? Super important. When do you want to have this accomplished? Again, and that's the timing question that we talk about. Is it a short term? That is it like, only 1 month? Or is it, a 3-month project? Or is it maybe a 6-month project? And there are also projects that are multi-year projects, right? That are like 5-year projects, 5-year goals. So then your goal is like, what can I do, in the next 6 months that I can track? The homework, right, for today, for first day on bootcamp, my friend, is to take time today to brainstorm, to think about your goal, think about your why, think about your when on that goal, to think about the length of your goal, the time frame that you need. Think about, is this a goal that is 100% on me, or is a goal that also depends on somebody else to say yes to me? And that's okay. You just have to know about it so that you don't feel defeated if you get a no at the end of that whole road. You say, Sergio, your program didn't work. Your shit is, it's garbage. I didn't get the yes in the gallery. Well, you did your part, but it's that other person that had to say yes. So what you do is you take what all you've done and now just veer it in another direction, continue looking for opportunities, right? So that's kind of how it works. So take time for the rest of the day, the rest of the evening. Maybe if you have some time tonight before you go to bed, just take that piece of paper and continue, chopping down into these ideas of what makes sense for me. Ask yourself that question. In my studio, maybe just walk in your studio and sit down on a chair and just look at the whole thing. If your studio is small, in your kitchen, which, by the way, amazing art is done in kitchen tables. Never feel less of an artist because you don't have a big, beautiful studio like you see on Instagram. Amazing, amazing art, incredible art can be done on a kitchen table. I've seen it and I've done it. So never feel less of an artist if you don't have a big studio. Maybe that's a goal for the future, right? But right now, right, look at your art studio practice and say, what makes sense for me right now? For some of you, it might be even making more room in your busy schedule to spend more time in your art. That's a great goal. That is a beautiful goal, actually. If you have a really hectic life right now, or you're really busy, what can you do? What things you can cut out? So a goal for you to say, okay, between now and the next 3 months, I want to increase my studio time by 25%. Don't go all the way crazy and say, okay, I want to multiply it 3 times if it's not doable. Right? You have to think about goals at the same time, that make sense for you because they are doable. At the same time, they are excited, right? They're excited for you to do. Don't pick goals that are too easy to do that you get them done in 2 weeks and that you're done, right? Now the idea is to pick goals that are doable, but that also challenge you, right? They give you a challenge. Like when I think about creating this big work that I want to make, it's a challenging thing, and it makes me excited, but it also makes me afraid sometimes. Like, what if it doesn't work? What if people don't like it, right? All those things that we artists, we think about. So, and those are the things I have to deal with as I work on that big goal of mine. Well, my friend, I hope you enjoy that excerpt from the goal setting bootcamp for artists. I hope you really took the time to listen carefully and to ponder about these things on how to set up your goals for the new year. We are already here. We are in 2022. There's no going back. We gotta face it. And I think as we start the year, we all want to make the best on the new year. I think every year we all probably start with kind of like similar enthusiasm. But what really pulls you behind as you continue the year is that you lose track of your goals. You forget about them. Busyness of the everyday life sets in, and very quickly you are distracted. You don't know what to do next. You forget about the big picture, about the big goals altogether. Or sometimes, you just kind of lose enthusiasm. You just kind of like get bored as well with what you are doing. And other times, there are external factors. And all these things kind of have a way of deflating the enthusiasm that we started the year with. So in order to combat that, my friend, you don't want that to happen to you in 2022, I want to invite you to join me and hundreds of other artists who will be working with me again this year, just like we do every year. At the beginning of the year, something that I call the Art Business Growth Challenge. In the Art Business Growth Challenge, my number one job there is not only to guide you, but to get you excited, to keep you focused on your goals, to really keep you engaged with the goals that you have set up at the beginning of the year. I'm there to motivate you, to coach you, to give you rah, but also to give you advice and to give you insights when you need them, to also brainstorm ideas when you need them, and to give you things to think about, throughout the journey. So the Art Business Growth Challenge begins on January 10th, and you can join even if you listen to this podcast a little bit after that. I will still let you in, and it's going to be really awesome. Every week for 10 weeks, I release a video, and that starts on Monday, and then you have the whole week to listen to that little video, and then to think about it, to work on that, to attach that to your goals that you have for the year, and really work at it. The whole idea of the Art Business Goal Challenge really is to help you out move forward in your art career. There are really three main kind of objectives. The first one is to help you gain confidence. Confidence is so important. If you're going to try to achieve your goals in the year, you got to have that confidence to say, you know what, I can do this. Yes, I can do this. And it's easy to say it at the beginning of the year, but it is really hard, a few weeks after. But, help you keep that confidence. And then the second mission that we have within this challenge is to help you focus on your art business. Really stay focused. You already have some goals set up for your studio and then also for your art business. So I want to really help you stay focused to the things that matter to you, because very quickly as you start the year, you start looking at everything else, and then now you want to do what everybody else is doing except what you set up your mind to do at the beginning of the year. So I really want to help you stay on focus, keep you accountable to the things that you say you want to do. And then the third kind of goal within this challenge is to help you increase your revenue. At the end of the day, it's a business challenge, and business is about revenue. And I want to help you with that in this year so that you can continue building a sustainable art career for the future. Maybe you have a sustainable art career already. That's awesome. How we can make it better? If you don't have one right now, it's not sustainable. well, what's wrong? What's not working correctly? Let's fix that. Let's work on that in 2022, so that you can move in the direction where you want to be in terms of the sustainability of your art career or your art business. So now, if art is just a hobby for you, then you don't have to worry about it. But otherwise, this is something that you definitely should think about, and join in. Join us in, because we start the challenge and it's going to be really awesome. And I want to give you really quickly the 10 topics that we'll be covering each week. So there's 10 weeks. Each week there'll be a different topic. So first week, we kick off January 10th with Dr. Ana Gomez. It's going to talk about resetting your mindset to a new you. Really, it all starts. We always start our challenges with Dr. Ana, because she helps us to stay, kind of stay grounded, put our mind in the right place, so that we can really go for the things that we want to do. If your mind is not in the right place, it's going to be really hard for you. So resetting your mindset is a really wonderful, really powerful session that's going to help you really stay motivated. You're going to come out with some really good notes that are going to help you out as we go through the challenge. Week number 2, I'm going to talk about numbers don't lie, creating a budget for your art. That's don't get scared by numbers. It's a really easy to do session where you get to sit down and then just kind of foresee the year and say, okay, how much did I spend last year on certain things in my art career? What areas do I want to increase? What areas do I want to decrease? What areas do I want to improve? Which areas do I want to bring in more revenue for my art? Is it through selling more work, through events, through whatever it is that you do? And we're going to talk about that. Then week number 3, we're going to talk about discovering income streams. What are the different ways in which we as artists can create income streams for our art career? Yes, selling art is one, but it doesn't have to be the only one. There may be other things you can do. For example, do you offer prints in your from your website? Do you do events or things of that nature? That we can talk about, licensing, etc. We're going to talk about all kinds of different income streams. Then week number 4, something totally new. We're going to talk about introducing NFTs. For those of you guys who have heard about NFTs or don't know what they are, you're confused about NFTs, well, we're going to have a whole 2 weeks talking about NFTs. So week number 4 is introduction to NFTs, what they are, how they work, what are the different options out there for you. So you get to choose, is this for me or no, it's not for me. This is informational, right? You don't have to have an NFT in order to do this. It's informational, but so that you are aware, so that you understand how it works. Because NFTs are not going away. They are actually here to stay, and they're going to continue to grow, and you're going to be hearing them a lot more. So might as well get informed, get educated about it. Week number 5, we're going to talk about NFTs and other future opportunities. The opportunities that the NFT landscape bring, and how you can be part of those. We're going to have some guests, people who will come also and talk to our group about this. So it's going to be really fun. I'm really anticipating this is going to be really exciting. Week number 6, we're going to talk about our sales strategies and pricing. So it's a good idea to review your pricing once a year. So we're going to do that, check your pricing, figure out, what other sales strategies are you going to be deploying in 2022 that can help you, again, increase your business, increase your revenue that comes from the sales of your own art. Week number 7, we're going to talk about marketing strategies for 2022. Very important to also, as we go through the year, to figure out what are we going to do marketing wise, so that you have a plan. If you don't have a plan for marketing, you're just going at it, and with no direction. All businesses should have a marketing plan, and you as a business should have a marketing plan as well. You say, well, Sergio, I'm an artist. Yes, of course. But if you sell your art, you have a business, right? So you want to also have a good marketing strategy that can help you out. And week number 8, we're going to talk about realigning with your goals. It's kind of an accountability update. We're going to go back to our goals that we set up at the beginning of the year. So, okay, where are you at? Let's review, let's revise, let's readjust. It's a really good time for accountability. Week number 9, managing gallery relationships. Super important topic. When it comes to your business, the gallery landscape is also changing, how galleries work and function. The role of the gallery, all those things, we're going to talk about them, and it's going to be really fun. And then week number 10, we finish the challenge with building a strong brand around your art, something that, you will continue working on and doing all throughout the year. So that's kind of like the 10-week plan for the Art Business Growth Challenge, and it's going to be fabulous. The way the challenge works, again, I release one video once a week, super easy. You can watch it anytime. It's not live. You can watch it anytime from our member website. every Tuesday, if you want to join to one or as many as you want, we have Zoom sessions where we get together, with different artists from around the world. And sometimes we have conversations with each other. We do small groups. Sometimes we have artists presenting their artwork. So, it's really fun. And then every Thursday, I do live Q&A. So if you have questions for me, I'll answer all the questions you have. You need my brainstorming on something. Say, hey, Sergio, you're talking about marketing strategy. This is kind of what I was thinking of doing this year. Do you have some more ideas for me? So then I'll brainstorm during the Q&A, and which just happens through video, and do that for you. And if you don't have time to attend the live video, it's no big deal, because everything is recorded and you can watch it at any time. So it's really, really accessible coaching program that we have, and you can access it from anywhere in the world at any time of the day or night. So it's really, really exciting. And my friend, if you want to be part of this, all you gotta do is go to theartistnextlevel.com. So www.theartistnextlevel.com. In the homepage, you will find a huge banner that says Art Business Growth Challenge. Click there. And we have a code right now where you get $20 off of your first month, which is more than 20%. You get $20 off of your first month. It's a membership community. So, as long as you stay, you will be able to be part of it. It is $57 per month for as many months as you wish to stay. If you want to leave after the challenge, you just cancel your membership. If you want to stay, you can continue staying as long as you want. And we have this pretty awesome discount where the first month you get $20 off. So instead of $57, you pay only $37 the first month. And the access code is GOALS22. The word goals and then the number 22. And actually you will find that in the homepage where I have information about this challenge. So I hope to see you there, my friend. If you really need help to staying on track and organized and focus on your new goals, this is where to do it. That's my goal. My goal is to keep you organized, to keep you looking forward to your goals, to keep you focused, and to help you grow your art business in 2022. So thank you, my friends, for listening to this particular episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took some good notes about goal setting. And I hope you also consider joining us and working with a really fabulous and supportive group of artists from around the world in 2022. Again, just go to www.theartistnextlevel.com. Have a great day, my friend. We'll see you very soon. Actually, I will see you at the next level. Bye.
Check out our website at www.theartistnextlevel.com, where you will find our podcast library, learn about our upcoming webinars, find resources relevant to your career, and much more. Thanks for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you at the next level.